Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for Dynamite Blood and Guts post show review. Wow, what an excellent show we have. We have women's first ever Blood and Guts match, a men's Blood and Guts match, and a match between Hangman and Powerhouse Hobbs. Falls count anywhere. So dive into it and talk about that. So we started off with women's blood and guts match. On the babyface side, we have the champion Kris Statlander, Timeless Toni Storm, Willow, Harley, Jamie Hayter, and Mina Shirakawa. And on the heels, we have the TBS champion Mercedes, Bayne, Marina Shafir, and the Triangle of Madness. Absolute chaos as everyone in this match crushed it and certainly made the most out of this being the first ever Blood and Guts women's match. Each woman got their big moment, and while we kept the Monet Statlander feud ongoing, we certainly kicked in a new feud between Toni Storm and Marina Shafir. I think we can get a match down the line between these two ladies. Skye Blue, uh, buckets bleeding from her skull, so I think it's a very dangerous thing if you are bleeding in the first 4 to 5 minutes of this match. As you know, this is a very long match, so I think that looks nasty at the start, but I think killed it really well in the match. Jamie Hayter looks fantastic. Harley Cameron had a very good outing out there. She looks fantastic. Thekla, as you know, is always very good in these kind of environments. Bayne looked apart. She looked stronger than ever in this match. She looked dominant in the match. German suplex, seeing the other ladies, and Bayne just chucked a chair clean across the ring at Hayter. So that looks nasty. Kris Statlander and Mercedes, they continuing their feud and building towards the match for Full Gear. I think these two will have a very good match at Full Gear. Marina Shafir was out last for her team, and she power walked to the cage, and she have this aura and the killer instinct in her. So I think that's very fantastic for her character as well. Shafir entered the cage and delivered judo throws until Toni Storm was out last, and she grabbed the champagne bucket and also a handful of pearls. So I think the feud between Toni Storm and Marina Shafir will go a long way. I think so. These two will feud for a while now. And for the finish, we saw in the cage, Storm started stabbing Blue and Shafir in the head with the heel of a shoe, but at the end, we saw Shafir locked in the mother's milk on Mina Shirakawa while Bayne repeatedly smacked her with the TBS title. Storm was in tears and reluctantly surrendered to save her friend. So that's the end, and the heels won. So that was a very good finish, a very good storytelling for the finish. And I think this will bleed into the women's tag title tournament as well. So a very good women's blood and guts match to start off. Next up, we saw the second match, and it's between Adam Page and Powerhouse Hobbs in a Falls Count Anywhere match. It's hard to believe this match on a night like this, but they both have a spectacular match. This was another obstacle for Page to hurdle before getting to Joe at Full Gear. I thought Hobbs looked great. Took some nasty bumps, especially for someone his size, but I think he looked very strong in this match. Hangman Page drinking beer in the crowd and slugging it out with Powerhouse Hobbs. It looks great for the champion. And we saw Shibata blindsiding Page, but and Joe was in the ring as well with a chair waiting, and he cracked Page in the back and ordered the cage to be lowered. So that was when Hangman won the match and Ops attacked. Eddie and Hook rushed out and Joe bailed. So Page was in the ring. He took the mic and he challenged Joe for a steel cage match at Full Gear, and it's official now. It's gonna be Hangman versus Samoa Joe in a steel cage match at Full Gear, and I think it's a very good stipulation to keep the ops out of the match. So I like this stipulation added. Next up, we saw Tony Schiavone in the ring. He introduces Ricky Steamboat. Danielson put over Ricky's advice that he gave to Brian, and we saw FTR music hit, cutting out Steamboat and trying to attack Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, but we saw the Brodido tag champions comes out to make the save. I think this angle was built to build up to this match between FTR and Brodido, so it serves the purpose quite well. Next up, it's the main event, Blood and Guts men's match, the Conglomeration versus the Death Riders. This was a long one, violence aplenty with the heel seemingly having this one in the bag. It was just the heart of baby faces that could not have them quit. We had some all-time and violent moments in this match. Kyle O'Reilly was the MVP of men's Blood and Guts, career best performance by him and the biggest victory of his career as well. Strong tries to comes out on his place. Claudio just came in and just launched Strong into the chair. We saw Kyle O'Reilly sprinting out next and dish out suplexes to Garcia and Yuta as well. In the first ring, we saw Cassidy was cracked in the ribs with a chair, and Moxley just came out and he just came out to attack Kyle O'Reilly. Shot for a single leg but got stabbed in the head as a result. Allen tried a coffin splash but leaped into Moxley, literally stabbing him in the back. So let's look very fantastic. Moxley poured broken glass in the ring where he hit an assisted spike pile driver with Garcia onto Allen. That was brutal. Pac was in last. He came out and he attacked Darby Allin, and they both goes out of the ring and onto the ramp. On the top of the ramp, and Claudio lit up the tables, and Pac just smashed Darby Allin onto the flaming tables, and he just burned. Like you can see, you can see his skin burning. So that was very brutal. In the ring, we saw O'Reilly was locked in on a bulldog choke by Moxley, but Orange Punch connects. Briscoe took out Pac with a suplex to a table at ringside, and we saw anchor lock by Kyle O'Reilly on John Moxley. Moxley briefly got a bulldog choke counter, but O'Reilly scrambled it into an anchor lock with a knee bar, and that was the finish we are seeing for the last 2 or 3 weeks. The story that we were given, and this story came out tonight, and Moxley tapped out because he has no one for his help and he has to tap out. So Kyle O'Reilly taps out John Moxley, and that was the biggest win of his career in AEW as well. So that's the ending of the match, and the Conglomeration wins the Blood and Guts match. And I like the finish, and that was the finish that was expected. I think that will further the dissension of the Death Riders against John Moxley, and it's gonna be a very good storytelling here on out. And I think this will turn Moxley into the babyface side as well. So overall, I think Blood and Guts was an excellent show, great storytelling, and Full Gear is setting up to be a very nice pay-per-view. So please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.